Hello everyone and welcome to today's video, and today I'm going over a news report that ex-Ohio Supreme Court Justice Bill O'Neill has officially joined the race for the district held by GOP Representative David Joyce. The former Ohio Supreme Court Justice Bill O'Neill has officially announced his plans to run in the Northeast Ohio congressional seat. So it begins by saying that the 78-year-old Democrat said on Wednesday that he is coming out of retirement because he, quote, can't sit idly by as my government falls apart. Reasonably priced healthcare is out of reach for a majority of Americans. Armed thugs with masks masquerading as police officers are openly violating the U.S. Constitution, and environmental protection is a thing of the past, O'Neill said in a statement provided to the Associated Press. He said Joyce is, quote, a nice guy, but he needs to answer for his votes in favor of President Donald Trump's agenda and the actions of billionaire Elon Musk, who ran the President's Department of Government Efficiency initiative. The U.S. Army veteran, registered nurse, and former appellate judge served on the Ohio Supreme Court from 2013 to 2018. O'Neill said that, counting his judicial runs and past bids for Congress, voters in the counties comprising Ohio's 14th congressional district have delivered him victory 9 out of 12 times. Joyce, who is 68 years old, is a former, I'm going to definitely pronounce this incorrectly, Geauga County prosecutor. He served in the House since 2013. His campaign did not immediately respond to an email seeking comment. So this is very interesting here. This news is coming out of the 14th District. The 14th District is located in northeastern Ohio. I'll be going more into the recent election results and rankings on that in just one moment. It takes in the eastern suburbs and exurbs of Cleveland. The incumbent Republican is David Joyce, who was reelected with 63.4% in 2024. Now, it is worth noting, Joyce, at this time, the incumbent U.S. representative, has not officially said if he's running again in 2026 or not, so he has not yet said that. One Republican, Mark Zeltzer, a field technician and nominee for the 11th District in 2014, has expressed interest in running. So far, though, David Joyce does have, as of March 31st, 2025, roughly $2.93 million cash on hand for this race, and Bill O'Neill, the former justice, is now the only Democrat running in this race. Cook Political Report and Sabado Crystal Ball, two highly respected political prediction websites, have the race listed as safe for the Republicans. And when you look at the district, you really start to understand why. The Cook Political Voter Index has this district at Republican +9. So that would actually be considered more of a likely Republican district based on the rankings of 1 to 5 being lean, 5 to 15 being likely, and 15 plus being safe, which is very common in the political prediction world. Republican +9 is actually a likely rating. However, this district is not in the competitive rankings for these races. It's not in likely Republican, where the Cook PVI currently has it. The consensus ranking for the 14th District of David Joyce right now is safe Republican on the 270 to win website. And that's consensus. Sabado's Crystal Ball has it listed as safe Republican, as does Cook Political Report. Inside Elections does not have it because they believe the map in Ohio will be redrawn. Of course, we still have to wait for all that to work out. But it is very interesting that it's starting out, despite being R+9, as safe Republican. And a large reason being is the election performance of the Republican incumbent, David Joyce. Joyce was able to win this race in 2024 by 26.8%, and I will be going more in depth on the counties in this district in just one moment. Joyce won by about 26.8% in 2024, won it by 23.5% in 2022. When the district was drawn differently in 2020, he won it by 20.2%. 2018 was the last time it was more of a competitive race. Joyce won it by 10.5% in 2018. 2016, Joyce won by 25.2%, and in 2014, Joyce won it by 30.2%. It was Republican for Joyce in 2012, 15.3%. 2010 was the last time a Republican that wasn't Joyce won it by 33.5%. So it's been a pretty reliable Republican district in every election, except for 2018, where it was Republican +10.5. So a likely Republican win was the most competitive this race ever got. 2018 was the last time there was a Democratic-friendly midterm election, as 2026 is supposed to be based on historical trends and precedent. Ohio in 2026 should be on track to be like 2018, more so than 2024. But again, that's all speculation. We'll have to wait and see until it eventually actually rolls out that way. So those are the recent election results. Joyce has won it by a very reliable margin. And looking at 2024, David Joyce won 63.4% to the Democrat Brian Bob Canderas' 36.6%. The way this district is split up is the largest county by overall votes in 2024 was Lake County. Lake County you're going to find right here. This is a suburban county. It used to be a lot more competitive in the like Ohio as a swing state era of like 2008 and 2012. And then as President Trump came along and started to get more and more Republican, Lake County voted with the most votes, 120,624, for David Joyce by about 64-36, a 27-point margin. So that was a very big win for him there. The second largest county we have is Trumbull County, this one right here, 91,757 votes. This was also a 19-point win, a very reliable Republican win here as well. Portage County is the third largest county by votes, 77,042. Joyce won by 21 points. Again, I am terribly sorry for this pronunciation. Geauga County voted for Joyce by about 40 points. That got about 52,744. And then Ashtabula County voted 37 points for David Joyce, 41,691 votes. So all of these counties, there's only 5 counties in this congressional district, but they're all pretty large and decent in terms of population size. For instance, in some congressional districts I've covered in other parts of the country, we'll have some counties with only a few hundred to a few thousands of votes, while the rest have maybe one or two have like 200,000 or something. And this one, they're all pretty decently sized, at 41,000 being the smallest number in 2024. Lake at 120,000 clearly is the largest, but Trumbull being 91, Portage 77, Geauga 52, and Ashtabula 41.7 is certainly all very big, sizable numbers. The problem for the Democrats in this one is none of these counties were very competitive in 2024. The smallest margin of victory was Trumbull County at Republican plus 19, meaning the smallest margin of victory for the Republicans was a still safe Republican strong victory in 2024. So that's certainly not a great sign for the Democrats in trying to make this district competitive. As for 2022, it was about 3 points or so, or maybe 2 points or so less competitive, or more competitive than it was in 2024, excuse me. The margins on this one, it looked more like this. Here, Lake County was still the largest at 93,427 votes, and it was Joyce plus 25, so again, safe Republican. Trumbull was still the most competitive county at Republican plus 16 for 71,687 votes. Portage won 17 points for Joyce, 58,654. Joyce won 34% by Geauga and 33% in Ashtabula. So this margin, again, showed that the most Democratic county, Trumbull County, still voted over 15% over a safe Republican margin. So this is certainly more of a safe Republican district, and the Democrats have a very tough uphill battle in this district in 2026. What Democrats are hoping to do, though, is for this district, like if I was advising the Democrats on what to do, you would love to try and flip Lake, but that's going to be very tough. But Trumbull and Portage counties have to be the 2 counties the Democrats focus on. These 2 areas in Portage and Trumbull, these have the most potential at potentially being competitive in 2026. I don't think the Democrats are going to be able to win these areas in 2026, nor do I think they're going to be able to win this district, but trying to target these 2 areas and make them competitive, given they had the smaller margin of victories in 2022 compared to 2024, I would target these 2 areas. But again, this is a very steep uphill battle for the Democrats. And it goes without saying, of course, that in my own personal predictions for 2026, I have this district listed as safe Republican. Maybe the Democrat candidate can make a better than usual run in this area. He has a very impressive pedigree, but again, I think the Republican representative holds on and wins here without too much of a problem. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you did. Leave a comment below telling me all your thoughts on future video ideas you'd like to see me cover. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you in a future video.